Good morning and welcome to the decision session of the Executive Member for Economy and Transport. That is me. I'm Councillor Pete Kilbane. It's Tuesday, 16th of April, and we have on our agenda today just one item, so probably quite a short meeting, and no public speakers. So let's crack on. We've got minutes from the previous meeting, which I have read, and I'm happy to approve. Thank you. And as I say, we have nobody registered for public participation, which is quite unusual, I think, because this particular topic that's in front of us today, to do with blue badge parking in the city centre, has been quite controversial in the past. And has normally attracted quite a few speakers, but I guess the fact that there is nobody here to speak today indicates that we might be doing something right, I think. So let's take that as positive. Not even Mr. De Gorn here today. I think this is the first executive member decision session he's missed. So clearly we must be doing something right. So obviously, people are very welcome to come and address these decision sessions, not just about what's in front of us on the agenda, but anything to do with economy and transport in general. So, okay, let's move on to item number 4, which is the introduction of blue badge parking bays on Lendal, Blake Street and Davygate. We've got James Gilchrist, Director of Transport and Environment here, and Helen Vergero, Head of Highway Access and Development. And James and Helen, which one's going to start? Okay.
So you made a decision at executive last year, I think, to readmit blue badge holders to elements of the foot streets. That allows them to park on double yellow lines. The report before you proposes some bays, which gives us greater flexibility, or the blue badge holders greater flexibility about how long they can park for, because parking on double yellow lines is limited to 3 hours. So that's what the paper is about and the proposal. So over to Glenn.
So the proposal is to have blue badge bays where people with a blue badge could park for an unlimited duration in Blake Street and Lendal and on Davygate. This will be implemented as an experimental traffic regulation order, which means that we can monitor how the bays are used, and we can gather feedback during the experiment and make changes if needed. One area where we received feedback was people were unsure whether unlimited would work or whether we should have a limit on the number of hours that people can park for in those bays. So that would be something that we would look at through the experiment. Just to note that the bays will be reserved for loading in the morning and between 6 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. to make sure that we can obviously the businesses can get their deliveries, and also that will ensure that nobody can park for several days in a row. They will have to vacate the space for the loading to happen.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you very much. I'm very pleased to see this report come before us. It is another piece in the jigsaw, really, of getting access for everybody back into the city centre, and in particular, people who want to attend events that may last for more than 3 hours. So it could be a film, it could be a full council meeting, who will now be able to do so in a limited number of bays, but with the space that we've got available, maximising its usage. There has been a bit of debate, hasn't there, around the length of time that people should be allowed to park for, but I think it does make sense at the start of the experimental traffic regulation order to unlimit it and see what the impact is. If we have people who are just dominating the space, then we might have to come back and change that. Is it the case that while we're gathering feedback, do we need people to put that feedback to you in writing?
Yes, so we will organise the communications and a web page, but the feedback to be considered through the legal process needs to be in writing, so email or letters. But we'll make sure we've got a web page ready for when the order starts.
Okay.
And we'll probably come back at a point in time to make a decision about making the experimental order permanent.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing we haven't said. If we'll collect all that evidence, we'll bring it back probably to your decision session to should we make these permanent or not.
Okay, so there was some debate, I know, in the access workshops around this. So clearly there's now an opportunity for people to see how it works in practice. You know, we welcome and encourage that feedback. if possible in writing, so that it can be considered as part of the legal process for making this permanent when we get there. But yeah, overall, very happy to approve the recommendation on page 14, paragraph 17, to approve the advertisement and progression of the ETRO for the introduction of the proposed blue badges and loading bays as described. So just thank everybody for the work that they've done on this. We remain optimistic of having this in place for the full council meeting on the 23rd of May, which we hope people will be able to attend. And yeah, another piece of the jigsaw is put in place that allows access for everybody back into the city centre. So thank you for that. And I have no urgent business that's been brought to my attention. So at that point, I will close the meeting. Thank you all.